Thank you guys so much for calling in tonight. I'm so excited to see some new faces on the call. Lori and Devin, thank you so much for joining us. And it's good to see you as always, Michelle. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. So welcome guys. So tonight we're going to be talking about goal setting. So not only how to set goals, but how to achieve them and make them happen. So I'm really excited about this call. I know goal setting sounds like one of those basic things that we talk about all the time that, is constantly probably in the back of our minds. And, we probably have goals in our mind of what we really want to achieve, but really to set that goal and how to achieve that goal. So, really digging deep in, kind of developing a plan in order to get to where we want to be is really what I want to talk about tonight, and how to simplify it for everyone and to wrap your head around it and for it to not be overwhelming. Because goals can be overwhelming, and it's like, oh, is my goal too big? Does that make sense? How do I make smaller goals in order to get there? So goals can be big and small, and they should be big and small, and they can be stepping stones. They should be stepping stones to a happier life, and the way we set them can make a difference to achieving them. And I never really thought that about goal setting for a while until, I did some personal development. I watched some podcasts, and I was really thinking about, what do my goals mean for me, and how are they going to help me to get to where I want to be? So why do we do it? Why do we set goals? So having goals for things we want to do and work towards is honestly just part of something that's important for being a human being. It's something that you want to do in your life, not only in this business, but on a day-to-day basis with your family. Honestly, just in life, you want to constantly be setting goals and working towards them, or really, you're not going to feel like you're achieving things. The path towards our goals may not always run smoothly or be easy, but having goals, whether they're big or small, is part of what makes life good. It's part of what makes us feel motivated. It's part of what makes us feel accomplished. And this is why goal setting is so, so important, because it really helps you to connect with, your future and your vision, and why you want to be doing great things and how you're going to do great things, instead of just feeling stuck and bad about yourself, or just giving up because you just feel like, oh, that huge goal of mine to get out of debt or build that dream house or whatever it may be that you want to accomplish in life seems so far away, and it seems so unachievable because you just really don't know how to get there, and you think setting a goal that big is crazy for yourself because you don't know how to get there. But the great thing about goals is it gives you a sense of meaning and purpose. It points us in the right direction. It points us in the direction that we want to go. It gets us interested and engaged. All of which are good for our overall happiness. Like I'm saying, like having something you're working towards, being engaged and seeing like a clear vision as to the things that you want to accomplish and getting excited about it. Like, dream boards are such a big part of my life, because when you can visualize something and you can look at it, it creates that like strong passion for you, and you get excited to work towards it every day. Aristotle over 2,000 years ago said, well, begun is half done. And with regards to goals, he was, he's done a lot of things, but he was saying, pay attention to how we set our goals makes us more likely to achieve them, and achieving them makes us feel good about ourselves and our lives. Think about it. When you set a goal for yourself, you've actually set a goal for yourself and you were able to achieve it. Like, how did that make you feel? That feeling of accomplishment and feeling like, you're working towards something that you really want in your life. It makes you really happy. The question is, where do we start with goal setting? How do we get to where we want to be? How do we set those goals, and what do we do in order to achieve those goals? So where do we start? So number one, we have to decide. So think of something you want to do or work towards. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's something that you want to do. And ideally something you're interested in or feel extremely excited by. And you guys can start writing things down as you're on the call too. If something comes to your mind or piques your interest right now, make sure you write it down. It can be a big thing or a small thing, something you know, that is easier. Sometimes it's easier to go with something that's smaller. So it doesn't like, some people think, I think their goals have to be like these huge, brilliant, big things that, in order to give them that kind of motivation and inspiration in order to get to where they want to be. But there are some small goals too that, are really big thing. Like maybe getting healthier. It doesn't have to be like, I want to build my dream home tomorrow. It could be a small goal. It could be losing 5 pounds. It could be losing 10 pounds. But it should be something that you're so passionate about that you want to work towards and get excited about. And it often happens if it's something that's a little beyond what you currently can do. So it has to be a little bit of a stretch for you, that it does challenge you to the point that you want to kind of write it down. You want to set these goals for yourself in order to obtain it. It shouldn't be too easy. No goal should be too easy, because then again, you don't get that kind of feeling of fulfillment when you accomplish that goal and get excited about it. And then it doesn't kind of build that confidence for you and that passion in order to set other goals for yourself, because you're like, oh, that was really easy. Cool. Like I could do that anytime I want. I think we've all done this. So say it's losing 5 or 10 pounds, which, I know for some people 5 or 10 pounds is a big deal, but for me, I was never highly, highly overweight. So yeah, 10 pounds is kind of a big deal. But when it's only 10 pounds, when it's something like I didn't set goals to myself as like how much muscle tone I wanted to lose or how much inches I wanted to lose, it's so easy to hit that goal. And because it didn't take too much effort to kind of forget about that goal, and then you gain the 10 pounds back, and then you're back out where you were because it wasn't a difficult goal for you to achieve. So again, it can be simple, it can be small, but it should be something that's a little out of your reach and something that you're extremely passionate about and want to work towards. Goals that, like I said, stretch you and that motivate you in order to get there. So make sure it's something you are passionate about, and it's so important that you won't let it be a negotiable goal. It should be a non-negotiable goal. You guys want to make sure that you're not accepting no to reaching this goal. It has that personal touch for you. You have that passion for you. It's something out of your comfort zone. The second thing that's really important is to write it down and make it specific. So, think about this carefully and write it down in a place that you're going to look at it every day, or, it's going to be something that is in your vision and that you're working towards. Writing down our goals increases our chances of sticking with them. Writing down how you will know how you've reached your goals, when you'd like to have it achieved by. So making a deadline for yourself. Ask yourself, what will it look like and how will it make me feel once I've achieved it? That's so powerful, guys. Like, think about that. Like, when I think of like a really big goal for myself, like I know owning a house isn't, like Matt always told me, like owning a house, Heather, is not a big deal. I've already like owned several in my lifetime, but like for me, that's a really big deal. Like I've always wanted to, I not only want to own a house, like I want to be able to pay for it, like, or like in full, or put down a huge payment for it, or, not be in debt when I get to that place in my life. I want it to be the house of my dreams. I want it to be something that, I feel I can go home to and I feels like a home to me. And this has always been a huge goal of mine. So, think of goals like that really mean something to you, that you connect with. And again, that's a big goal, but it can be a small goal. It could be losing those extra 15 pounds that you want to lose. It could be toning up your body. So, it could even be, I don't know, like having a garden in your backyard, like being able to pay for a shed in your backyard, being able to pay for groceries every month without worrying about where that money's coming from. So again, envision what that goal would look like for you. Like how would it make you feel in order to achieve that goal? How does it connect to who or what you value in life? So, what does that goal mean to you? What does it mean to your family? And that's the thing. It's like when we think of goals, especially for this business, when we talk about emerald rank and we talk about diamond rank, and people just see it as diamond, but like diamond rank shouldn't be diamond. Like we shouldn't envision that goal as diamond. We should envision of what, like that, it's just pushing our business forward. Like Diamond is just saying that, you know, you're working as a coach, you're developing into a leader, you're helping more people. Like what that says to me and why I was excited about Diamond, because I knew my business was moving to the next level. I knew my income was going to start to grow. I knew that I was inspiring other people in order to start their business. So, you know, I knew I was going to make the money that I needed to start paying off my debt. So, you know, attach these achievements to personal goals as to, you know, what you want to accomplish in your own life. That's a really good comment. Yeah. I haven't really talked about the leadership ladder too much in the team page, but the leadership ladder is definitely a new great tool because it actually really aligns that achievement with kind of more of the finance piece of the business. So we can talk about that more, but I think a lot of people get kind of not upset, but like when they say, oh, Diamond's so important to hit, they expect to be making like a insane amount of money. And that's not what Diamond means. Diamond means that, again, you're growing your business, you're growing into a leader, you're taking that next step in your business. You can absolutely do very well financially as a Diamond, but it really is the start of that peak in your business where you're growing it. So we can talk about that more definitely on another call about the leadership ladder and how that kind of works into all of your goal setting in your business and what that means. Again, you know, have your goals connect with, you know, who you are and what you value in life, because that really will make all the difference in the world. Describe your goal in specific terms and time scales. So, you know, one of your goals could be, you know, I want to pay off my debt. So, you know, think about how these goals are different. So you could say, I want to pay off my debt, or you could say, I want to pay off my Chase credit card by the end of August. Can you see the difference in those goals? So like one is very broad and it's like, yeah, okay, it may motivate you, making it more specific and setting a deadline for it, like August. And, you know, if you put that on your dream board and you're seeing it every day, it's constantly a reminder of yourself that say, I set that goal for myself and I'm going to work even harder in order to get it done by August. What do I need to do in order to get there? It makes you think about it. It makes you plan for it.
I'll probably leave it in.
You know, write your goals down in terms of what you want, not what you don't.
I just have a moment afterwards.
So write your goals down in terms of what you want, not what you don't want. So for example, don't say, you know, say I want to be able to wear my favorite jeans again, rather than I don't want to be overweight anymore. You know, make it positive. Don't make it negative. You know, have a positive spin on it so it gets you excited every day. If you're looking at, I don't want to be overweight anymore every day, it's just going to bring you down. If you're not getting to where you want to be, that's not a clear vision as to where you want to be. It doesn't have a positive spin on it and get you excited about it every day. But when you say, I want to be able to wear my favorite jeans again, maybe you have a picture of yourself in those jeans. Maybe you hang the jeans up so you can see them every day. You know, that's kind of a positive affirmation for yourself that gets you excited in order to reach that goal. Number 3, and this is the hardest one for most people, guys. I mean, I know I struggle with it too. And it's a part of that accountability piece, and why coaching is so great is telling someone, having someone keep you accountable. So telling someone, you know, who's going to not be hard on you, but it's going to make you stick to your goal. So tell that person about your goals. You know, it's very much, I don't know a percentage for you, but people are very much likely to hit their goal when they tell someone that they're working towards it. It increases your accountability tremendously. You know, most people are scared to share their goals because they're afraid of failing. But the truth is, if you tell someone about your goal, and you get excited about that, and, you know, they're going to support you and help you, you know, the odds of you achieving that goal are so much greater. So we need to, you know, as a team, kind of get over that fear of telling people, get over that fear of sharing people. You know, this is one of the brilliant things about being a coach, and why I love being a coach so much is the accountability. Like, I just wrote a post today, like, I didn't want to get out of bed at all. I actually snoozed my alarm twice today because I was exhausted. You know, I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do my workout this morning. So I went to work. I didn't get home. I couldn't play to 8 p.m. at night, but I did it because I kept making excuses in my head, and I was like, I have this whole team relying on me. I have my challengers relying on me. I have this huge accountability accountability and support system. Like, who am I to tell my team and challengers every week, never miss a Monday, and then I miss a Monday? Like, who would I be as a coach in order to do that? So use that power in order to help you guys to hit your goals and to work towards your goals. The accountability piece that comes with this business is amazing. So get excited about that. Like, don't run from it or be scared of it. Encourage it and let it be a part of your life, because it is so powerful. Number 4, break your goals down. So this is especially important for big goals, because big goals can be so overwhelming. And you look at the goal and you're like, I just don't even know how I'd ever start to even get to that goal. So then you decide that goal's too big for yourself. I'm sure we've all done this. You have a big goal and then you're like, you know what? That's crazy. I really can't do it. I don't even know where to begin. How do I even get to that goal? So set big goals, but have smaller goals in order to get there. Think about the smaller goals that are steps on the way to achieving your bigger aim. You know, sometimes our big goals are a bit vague, like, I want to be debt-free. You know, I'm sure a lot of people have that goal. I mean, it's a really exciting goal, like, debt-free, yay. But, like, what does that mean? Or I want to be healthier. You know, great goal, but what does that mean for yourself? What does I want to be healthier mean for you? Because it means something different for every person. Like, honestly, no person's health is the same. So breaking these goals down helps us to be more specific. So a smaller goal might be, I will put money against my credit card weekly. Or if you want it to be even more specific, I will put $100 against my credit card each weekly paycheck. That's a very specific goal. That's going to keep you accountable. That you're going to look at that every day and you're going to think, I told myself I would do that. That $100. I mean, you guys can even set up, like, if this is a goal of yours, is debt, like, set up an automatic payment. You don't even see that money anymore, guys. Like, this is like, it's kind of like life insurance through a company or whatever. Like, or like a 401k, like, once you tell your company you can start putting that money away, you don't even see it anymore, and you're not going to miss it because you're planning for it. It's just automatically going there. So think about tools or ways you can do that as well in order to kind of, I mean, it's still happening, but it's almost out of sight, out of mind, because you're not even expecting that money anymore because it's going where you want it to be going. So think about those things as well. But having a very specific goal like that is so important, and breaking it down. Another small goal could be, you know, I want to go running. Instead of saying I will go running regularly, you know, you could say, I will be able to run around the park in 20 minutes without stopping. You know, so setting, you know, a smaller goal in order to get to maybe you want to run a marathon, but this is kind of the smaller goal you're setting for yourself in order to get to where you want to be.
In the kitchen, put it on the computer.
Huh?
You know, write down your smaller goals and try to set some dates to them in order to help you to achieve those goals. So having smaller goals makes each of them a bit easier and gives you a feeling of success along the way, which is also really important, guys, when you're shooting for these huge big goals, is setting those smaller goals to get yourself excited and to continue that motivation for yourself in order to get to where you want to be. You know, it also makes it more likely for you to stay on track towards your bigger goal. Setting dates allows you to really visualize your goals and to truly believe that they are possible. And I will say, when I'm talking about this, guys, that, you know, one of the fears with this is you have this big goal and you're setting these small goals. One fear may be like, what if I don't reach that small goal? You know, what if one of those small goals I don't reach? And that's okay, guys. Like, I'm here to tell you that, like, failure in this business and in life makes you stronger. As long as you learn from it, as long as you understand why I didn't achieve that goal. What can I do differently this time? I'm not gonna lose my big goal.
But no, but I'm just saying, you're saying thinking about.
Sorry, guys. Devin, can you just unmute yourself? Maybe I can mute her. Hold on, one sec.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Hey, Miles.
Let me see if I can do it. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Can everyone hear me? Okay. Sorry about that. So yeah, so like I was saying, so, you know, have these big goals and set these smaller goals. And if you don't achieve one of those small goals, don't let that steer you of your big goal. set a new small goal. Maybe, talk with your mentor, talk with your coach or your success partner, whoever, can help you out in order to understand that that's okay. And maybe that goal didn't even make sense to get your bigger goal. Maybe you didn't need it. Maybe it wasn't necessary. Maybe it just wasn't, in the time frame that you thought you could achieve it. So, let that failure help you in order to get to where you want to be and help you to grow. Don't let it force you the wrong way and force you to giving up, because, giving up isn't going to get you closer to where you want to be either. And it's honestly not, it shouldn't be the answer to your problems, because it really doesn't get you anywhere. It just gets you into a bad place, and then you may even get even further to a bad place than you were before. So, use a community, use your coach, reach out to us for help and to help you get to where you want to be. The next thing is planning your first step. So, the ancient Chinese proverb says that the journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. Even if your goal isn't to walk 1,000 miles, thinking about the first step on the way will really help you to get started. So even if you don't know where to start, guys, it's not an excuse. There's so many things, there's so many parts of this business to understand, depending on how you want to run your business. What social media do you want to use? What trainings do you want to do for your team? It really is endless. So you need to decide for yourself. And if you don't know, the first step should be figuring it out. So, the first step could be research. How do I do that? How do I find the information? Of course, you can post in the team pages and ask for it, but we may not know the answers either. And to be honest, it will make you a better coach in order to just be resourceful on your own as much as you can. And I'm telling you right now, there's so much on the web about Beachbody and different trainings. Beachbody provides you with so many things just through their website alone. So be resourceful and never accept the answer for yourself, the excuse for yourself to be, I don't know. I don't know how to get there. Take that first step and help yourself get there. Use the internet, use your coach, like I'm saying, use the trainings, or think about people you could ask, or, get a book on the subject from the library, or, listen to a podcast. And there's so many different videos on YouTube from top Beachbody coaches or other coaches on so many subjects. So you could just Google, a particular subject on YouTube or across the web. So many things will come up. Pick a personal development book that aligns with what you're trying to achieve. So again, don't accept, I don't know, or I just haven't done it yet. And you're going to just move on and away from it because it's out of your comfort zone and you don't want to take the time in order to learn it. Do yourself a favor, guys. And if you know that that is the step you need to take in order to get to where you want to be, then do it, because it's going to empower you and it's going to motivate you and get you excited about taking that next step. And, that confidence of knowing I can do this. I can, find the answer and I can get to where I want to be. Empower yourself in that way in order to do that. So think of that, think of the first step, and then think of the next step, and then think of the next step. Saying you don't know, again, should never be an excuse. There's always an ability to find the answer. So start with teaching yourself how. Step 6 is keep going. Working towards our goals can sometimes be difficult and frustrating, but we need to fight through it, and we need to move forward, and we need to keep our eye on the prize, whatever that may be. And again, it's different for everyone. So, the worst thing you guys can do in life and in this business is compare your journey to others and shoot for goals because of other people, or shoot for goals because someone else is doing that and you think it's a really great thing. If you do that, I guarantee, unless you're very much like that person and that makes sense for you, that it's not going to give you that drive and passion in order to really set those daily goals and to work hard every day in order to get to where you want to be. It's not going to push you out of your comfort zone. It's not going to push you beyond what you thought was possible if you don't personally connect with it. So if a step you're doing isn't working, think of something else you could try that still moves you forward, even a tiny bit. So if you're struggling, ask people for their ideas on what you could do. Maybe they can give you, although your goals are different, sometimes an outsider's perspective can help you to think of things in a different way and think of, oh yeah, that doesn't even make, that makes sense. Like I should do that. Or or maybe I don't need to do that right now and I should do this instead. This is why, success partners and really connecting with the team are really so important and can help you because, just getting other people's perspective and getting feedback from other people and new information and jumping on these team calls will just give you, that other perspective that you may need to get to where you want to be, or that additional motivation that you may need. It helps you to see things in a different way. And if you're really, really stuck, take a break and, reread the goal that you had wrote down when you started. And if you need to adjust that goal, that's okay too. Maybe there's another small step you need to take in order to get there, and you're overwhelmed right now because, you're kind of lost with the goal, or maybe you don't connect with the goal anymore, and that's okay. So it's okay to change goals if you don't connect with it anymore and it's not a passion of yours anymore, but don't give up on a goal because it gets too tough, because it gets too hard, because you don't think it's achievable, because goals are achievable. And it's just about, setting the proper small goals and getting the information you need in order to get to that goal. And the final thing, guys, celebrate your goals. Get excited about your journey. We always say it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. When you reach your goal, take time to enjoy it. And thank those that helped you along the way, because, we are a team and we're going to be a part of this together. So, think about what you enjoyed and learn along the way. Take notes from people. Like I said, if you make failures, make sure you're learning from them. Failure for me has been like the biggest life lesson in my life, and just gathering new information and, understanding what went wrong and how I can make it better and how I can be a better person. So take those opportunities, guys, to learn along the way. And like I said, celebrate your success. Think about what is my next goal or project going to be. When you accomplish a goal, don't stop there. Set a new exciting goal for yourself. Set even bigger goals. Maybe you accomplish a goal that you never thought was possible. Like me living in London, like that's a goal I never thought was going to be possible, which gave me the confidence and the belief that, wow, I can set even bigger goals for myself. So think about those things, guys, and get excited about those things. And that's really what I had to say tonight. And I'd be happy to hear from you guys, and how goals, like your goal setting is going and what you guys are struggling on, what you feel like you need help with. But I want to leave you with an inspiring quote. We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. So, never lose sight, guys, of what we're doing with this coaching opportunity. We're working hard every day to change our lives, but the way we're doing that is through changing others' lives and, setting goals for ourselves in order to achieve them, but also helping others achieve their goals. So, thank you for listening to what I said. I definitely will have a follow-up call to go over the leadership ladder, because I think that's a really great point, Lindsay, in talking about goals and for this business anyway, and how you guys can envision your goals and kind of set milestones for yourself, because we all think of the initial goals of Emerald Coach and Ruby Coach and Diamond Coach and Star Diamond Coach, but it really is really great to look at the leadership ladder now and to understand what those kind of levels mean as well for your business. They can break it down really specific now with Beachbody to talk about the levels of income that you would make at that goal. Basically you're stepping up as a leader. So how many people at that point are you leading? So they're really exciting goals in order to kind of envision, in order to work towards. And I don't know if you want to add anything on that now, Lindsay, but I'm happy to set up another call too to discuss that.
I did a call a couple weeks ago too. If you want, you're welcome to share it if people are interested in listening to that. I kind of broke down the different rungs from business starter to mostly business starter to team leader, because I feel like that's sort of where our realm is kind of shooting for. Although your next realm would obviously be above, but I mean, like, all the rest of them. So.
No, that'd be really great. Is it in your team page? I'm sure I can find it. If not, feel free.
Yeah, it is. But I can share it over to Choose to Shine. No big deal. I can definitely do that.
Awesome. Does anyone want to share any of their goals, their big goals or small goals that they're excited about?
I want to share, but before I want to touch on something you said real quick, because it's kind of silly, but you mentioned the library, and I think that the library is really helpful in a couple ways. I didn't realize, like, I know the library has a lot of books, but all these books that we're buying on Amazon and stuff, they're like all in the library for free. So you can also go there and sit in like a quiet atmosphere away from your home and all the stuff going on in your house and like read for like 20 minutes. I went to drop off books for Jacob, or a badass book was like right there by his stuff, and I was like, they have these books, you know. I don't know why it never dawned on me before, because I only shop. I only go to the library lately for videos. So I wanted to put that out there because I know, you know, a lot of people when they're starting don't want to spend a lot of money on all these books. So I thought that would be helpful.
Really good point. No, it's a really good point. I hadn't been to the library in years, and then when I was finishing up my MBA dissertation, when I was back for Christmas, I went to the library, but even the library, they even have online books now. So like you could, and those could be free. Like I was just like, I'm the same way. Like I actually sometimes like to get out and just like sit in a different area, and like I think sometimes you get inspired by being in a different space too. And I
feel like I can focus more when I'm not in my house with all these things looming around me. Like, this is what you need to do. And this, you know, so just to take that time out.
Absolutely.
And then as far as my goals, I've got Summit coming up. So for me, that's a really big goal, both physically and, you know, team-wise. I want to go there feeling like, you know, like I'm in this and I'm doing this business right and I'm having a team. Because I think a lot of times prior I struggled feeling like I didn't have a team under me. So that's something for me, is just to go there feeling like a part of the whole Beachbody team and getting back into the shape I was in and stuff like that. So I'm trying to do what you said and make that a more specific goal. So that's kind of what I've been trying to sit down and do, is make that more specific instead of a big idea so that I can really attack it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have a date, right? Because that's made for you.
Yeah.
Summit.
I'm flying out. I booked my ticket.
So yeah, I think it's just breaking it down to smaller goals. So like if there's a certain weight you want to be at for Summit, or certain how many inches do you want to lose, like muscle tone, I think it's breaking that down and giving yourself smaller goals to achieve in order to get there. You know, maybe you want to do so many workouts per week, or you know what I mean. So I think it will be good to help you to do that too. And then whatever business goals you have, we should talk about those as well, maybe offline. What you feel like you need to do in order to get there.
Okay, cool.
Anyone else want to share? I know Karen's pushing hard for Diamond, but I don't really know what that Diamond means for you, Karen. Like, what are your bigger goals?
Sorry, I was trying to figure out how to unmute.
No problem.
I have some background noise too, but no, my bigger goal is to be able to stay at home. I have 4 kids, and although I get the luxury of working from home, it's still, you know, I think I work more now that I work from home than when I did in the office. So
Yeah.
my long-term goal is to be able to work from home. And I'm realizing now, listening to this call, that I've not really set a date in my head for when that needs to be. And I really need to, because I think that'll push me even harder.
Absolutely. I think we should really talk about that. You know, what does that look like for you? And I can help you with timelines too. And I mean, we can really break it down at that point, like financially. I think we talked about this briefly, like financially, where do you need to be in order to do that? How much time is it going to take in order to do that? How can we grow your business in order to help you to do that? So, you know, these are things that we should definitely talk about, and I'm happy to help you with those. So, but I think it's so important to, I mean, even make a vision board if that's something that you would get excited about and have, like I said, like writing them down places. I don't know if you watched the video yet. I think you watched the video that I posted today on confidence, and she was like, don't take it down unless your mother-in-law is in the room. Like I was like dying. Like I was like, I loved her. But honestly, it was like so true. It's like when you have it in a place where you can see it every day, like some people write it on their mirror, like most people that I know that do that are single, so it doesn't bother anyone else.
Yeah.
But there's so many different things that you can do in order to kind of envision that goal every day and to help you to get where you want to be. Honestly, your goal, your kids probably are a constant reminder, right? Like you see them every day.
Yeah, no. But I relate to what you were saying earlier about like what kind of coach would you be if you weren't doing, living what you're saying. And he's sick and we've been up all night and I didn't want to work out today, but I thought, you know what? My post in my challenge group this morning was don't miss a Monday. How can I not get up and work out? So even though, we have the reminders every day around us, it's still disciplining yourself to do those things. But I love the idea of writing on a mirror, and I think I'm just going to write on mine, keep going, because there are some days that it's like, God, how can I take on one more thing? How did I get myself into this? But just keep going day by day and see where it gets you.
Absolutely. And I will say, Karen, I know you said I say this at the best times for you, but I really think you're doing fantastic. And
thank you.
Give up, because I know this is going to be huge for you and you're going to do great things for you and your family. So I think going is great if that's what's going to get you going every day. I think that's amazing. So, Michelle, do you want to share anything? You don't have to. I don't want to put people on the spot, but.
I think my problem has been that I haven't set my goals and I haven't been specific with them. So I'm going to work on that this week. And I also need to work on setting time aside as one of my goals and make that happen.
Great. Yeah, if you can find the time, Michelle, send it to me if you want. I'll review them with you. We can kind of talk about them and I'll give you tips, if I feel like, no, that's too easy. Depending on where you want to be and how hard you want me to be, I'm happy to kind of challenge you and say, no, I feel like you can do it by then. Or have you thought about this? And I know, even posting, I know it's one of the daily disciplines, but I know you're struggling with that right now. So we can even, that should even be a goal. If it's something that you feel like hasn't become like a daily discipline and isn't something that's just happening naturally. And that's what I mean by goals never being too small. that may seem small because it's just something we're supposed to do every day, but it's a goal. I have busy days lately and sometimes I'm just like, I have to post today. But it should be more like, I'm excited to post today because I have an inspiring story to tell. So I think it's getting into that place and getting into that mindset too. But I know it can be challenging too to think of topics and really, how am I inspiring people and what do I want to say? So let's definitely talk about that more. And do you want me to hold you to it now if you want to make that list and then, okay,
Yes.
I'll hold you to it. I love keeping people accountable. That's why I need you guys too. I need you to keep me accountable because I love doing it for other people, but I need it for myself. So, and I haven't done it for a while. So I shared my goals in the beginning of the year. And there were some things that definitely derailed me early on this year. So I'm not to say that my goals have changed, but I absolutely haven't been crushing them like I should be. So I need to refocus my goals and I will reshare those as well. So you guys can keep me accountable.
So I'll share a little something. Because maybe it'll give a different perspective than what we're talking about. So I set my goal at the beginning of the year to be 5-star by Summit, and then changed that to be 2-star by Summit. And now it's looking like, crossing fingers that I'll be 1-star for Summit because it's basically how I wake up on this week is the deadline basically to start qualifying. So I think what happens is my struggle right now, I guess, is my head kind of I don't know, it's kind of limitless. I really believe in the opportunity and in people and their abilities. But obviously these goals that you start setting are team goals. It's not even your goals. It's team goals. I wanted our team to be a 5-star diamond because I see the potential in the team and what they can do. And I think the struggle comes along is that these goals now in this business, it's not totally in your control. And sometimes you see it in people, but they're not seeing it in themselves. And sometimes I'm feeling like I want it more than some people on the team. So it's finding that balance, knowing where to focus your time and your energy. And it's it's definitely been a learning experience this first half of the year. I will say that. And although I'm coming up short, I'm still feeling like the amazing shift that happened in Carrie, who has now held Diamond. This will be week 5. Like, it's literally, her story is just incredible. Like, she was ready to quit last year. Like, honestly, she was just and now I have no words, obviously. Me, Lindsay, I have no words.
Yeah,
so,
I really
I
feel like she's like a butterfly that like came out of her cocoon. It's like this crazy thing. So I don't know if you guys all know this, but I'm Lindsay's coach, and we talk about her team a lot, and Carrie was gonna quit, and I was just like, oh my god, this can't happen. Like, we both see the potential in her and like what this business could do for her and her family, and we knew she had it in her to like basically, I don't know how to explain it either, to grow into just the amazing I'm gonna say communicator that she is right now. Like, her post, if her name's Carrie Kirker, if you guys don't know who we're talking about, follow her, because her posts are just so amazing. They're so true to herself. Like, and you can tell it's just what rolls off her head every day. It's just what has come to her, and it's just her faith, and it's just where she's at in her life, and she's just sharing it with so much passion and so much kind of love and excitement about this opportunity. And she understands now that it's a gift and how much it's changed her life, and she wants to share it with everyone. And it's just been the most beautiful journey to watch, to see her change and grow into the coach she is today. And it's not to say she wasn't a great coach, but before, she was still a great coach. Actually, she loved the challenge groups. She was an amazing coach, but she didn't believe in herself and believe in the opportunity to the point that she does now. And it literally has been life-changing for her. I had her on a call right after she hit Diamond, and if you guys didn't see that call, it's in the page.
It's a great call.
Yeah, it's an amazing call. I can actually, I'll tag on it tonight so you guys can watch it if you haven't watched it, because it's so moving, and you probably cry. I think I cried. But in a good way. Like, it's just such an inspiring story that she has to tell, like Lindsay said. And to be honest, she's so open. If you guys, I know, Michelle, like, you're having issues posting. If you ever wanted to reach out to her, I'm sure she'd be willing to kind of talk about how she overcame things. But the call talks about this too. But yeah, I mean, it's a great example, Lindsay. And
I just want to see that shift for everybody. It's like, it's like I see it, and I want it to happen for everyone. And I don't know, I guess it's just kind of been a struggle, because I just care it's like I care so much about my team, and I just see it in people, and I want to bring it out in all of them. And I don't know that anyway.
On that note, I think I want to leave everyone with the fact that the hardest part of coaching, but also one of the most amazing parts, is learning that you can't do it for people, that they have to want it for themselves, that they have to do it for themselves. And unfortunately, because we do have our own personal goals too, they have to get there on their own timeline. They have to get there on their own, for what makes sense for them. And it's really hard. It is hard when you see so much potential in someone. But what I've learned, guys, is it's not to say that potential is not going to get used. And Carrie, again, is a perfect example for that. Like, last year, we were like, oh my God, please don't give up. And she didn't, and look where she is now. And so my best advice, guys, is as coaches, as individuals, don't get upset if the timeline isn't working out as planned for you or your coaches. Just don't ever give up. That's Beachbody's thing, never give up. And I believe it to the core now. I believe in this business, anyone can do really well. Anyone can be $1 million earner. Anyone can be a top coach if you just never give up. You might not make it on the same timeline that I do. I might not make it on the same timeline that you do. But it doesn't matter, because everyone's journey is different, guys, and that's what matters. It matters that you connect with yourself, and that's what Carrie did. She finally realized, how am I going to make this for me? How does this relate to me and my faith and my family and what matters to me? And that's what made her successful. She stopped doing it for someone else or for other reasons that didn't make sense to her. She stopped looking at Diamond. She started associating Diamond with what she really wanted to achieve in her life. So think about it in that way, guys. And please just never give up, because this opportunity is way too amazing to give up on it. And I'm telling you right now, if you walked away, 2 months from now, a year from now, I don't care how long it is, you'll be seeing other coaches on social media that you connected with, that you were friends with, or your coach, and you're going to regret it. It's just, you're going to miss that opportunity to help other people, and you're going to miss the opportunity to find yourself and to grow, and I know there's other ways you can do it in life, but I mean, this opportunity just opens up so many doors for you. So, thank you so much, guys, for calling in. I love seeing you all the time. Yay. I wish we could talk every night. But I'll post the recording as soon as I can. I'll also tag, I can tag all of you if you want on the Carrie post, or just say, this is a call we talked about tonight, so you guys can all answer that. And if you haven't listened to the video that I posted in the page today, the confidence video, please watch that, because honestly, it was amazing. Thank you, Lindsay, for sharing that in your team page. It was so good. When it first started, I'll be honest, the first 8 minutes is kind of odd. I was like, I don't really know where this is going, but it's amazing. So make sure you get through the first 8 minutes and share, any takeaways that you want or anything. But I love you guys, and thank you so much for calling in, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.